So why then, Alex, do you think speculate that so many of your peers in Parliament treat social media as something to be exploited either through relationships with big tech or silenced with censorial regulation, of which we're seeing quite a lot?
Yeah, that's the $1 million question. That's the question actually that's going to front us in the next few years. I think it's growing every day. And I don't know. I think politics is a very risk-averse world in many ways, and particularly in the modern era where to be a conservative means being shouted at by everyone on social media. I think, you find traditionally the right doesn't do social media very well. But in the United States, for example, they show that you can do it really, really well and really, really effectively before you get cancelled, of course. But look, I just think it's inevitable that people are now, they've got different habits. No one watches the TV anymore, and why would they? We're watching things like this, ADH TV, and things you can get on your phone. So the fact that politicians aren't finding ways to communicate with people, particularly young people, in that manner is extraordinary to me. I mean, it's almost like not being available full stop if you're not, doing these short clips and trying to get a message out and trying to get things that people can share. And it's sort of, politics is a bit, if there was a business that was more slow on the uptake than the law, it would be politics. So, I don't know. I think people they've just got to sort of get that and work it out. Some are, some are better than others, but we've actually just started a podcast as well, based with Senator Alex Antic, when we've had Nikolai Petrovsky, the very impressive Australian vaccinologist who waded through the COVID nightmare with a lot of us. And so I just think it's about having interesting conversations with interesting people and getting a message out there. Politicians were meant to say something, not just put up, government tiles, talking about funding a road, which is all great, but that's not the point.
You're a real politician. I was actually going to promo your podcast, but you've gone straight through it. Do you want to be a little bit, to extend your promo just a little bit? What is your podcast and what are you trying to do with it?
You caught me out. No, I'm sorry. I have to blush now. I'm sorry. You caught me out. I did do that. Yeah, it did. And look, it's early days, but it is. Look, and if there's one thing the world needs, it's another politician pretending to be a podcaster. So I thought I'd enter that field with no particular degree of dignity and just get it out there. So, but it is, I think it's actually important. I mean, there are some American politicians who do it pretty well. Ted Cruz has got a podcast and there's a few others, and it actually can be used for policy discussion and debate. It doesn't have to just be, whatever it is. So, it's called Based with Senator Alex Antic. It's on Spotify, Apple Podcasts and YouTube, and you can find it there. You can find it on my Facebook page as well, Senator Alex Antic, and people can go to my website and see about it there, www.alexantic.com.au. It's like I'm selling Amway, but here we are. It's good fun. It's really good fun. It gives you a chance, as you know, to speak to interesting people as well. So, no complaints. We're joking a lot today, but this job is a total privilege, and I get it.
Yeah, no, and the really great thing is if you don't behave yourself, I can just edit out that promo and no one will ever know. But
That's right. Whether or not that survives is contingent now upon how I respond to the rest of the interview. I get it.
Exactly. I'm going to hold it over you now. Look, a lot of people are prepared to write places like Twitter off as not the real world, which is something I hear all the time. What do you think of social media, and is it important to the future of politics?
I think it's critical now. It's just that my fears are probably the same as yours when it comes to what's being censored. About 18 months ago, I put up a motion to the Senate for the formation of a Senate Select Committee to explore exactly these issues. It was just after the US presidential election when Twitter pulled the pin on the President of the United States and left the Ayatollah sitting there to tweet away at his heart's delight. And it was very clear there was a problem. It was clear before that there's a problem with big tech having so much power. But, we Conservatives have to find a way to dance around that and to be on there. Otherwise, people are getting, some people get 70 or 80% of their news through social media, particularly young people. And so I just think there's no future for politics that's not social media, sadly. And Twitter's improving, I've got to say. There are things that we'll put up on Twitter that we'd never even think about putting up on a Meta Facebook platform. And so hopefully that continues on, because, it's a difficult space. And I understand the problems that get talked about on social media. We can't have a platform where there are, horrible acts of violence or calls to arms against particular communities or what we've got. All of that's got to go.